Hey guys, it's Marie. I am here to talk about, and just like that, Season 3, Episode 7, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Now, I want to apologize in advance. A couple things. One is, last week's episode came out really, really late. Because I was recording it on Zoom, and Zoom somehow took 48 hours to process, and then by then I was partying into the July 4th weekend, so my bad. So I wanted to get this done early and finish up after I was live with Mike Harlow. The problem is, when I go live, I like to drink, and I was pouring myself Cosmopolitans, and so now I'm recording on my computer camera, and I am drunkity drunk. Okay, I'm pretty plastered, and I love Mikey, and I do totally forgive him if he never invites me back on, because I got drunk and started rambling. Sorry. My bad. But this episode, guys, it's the crumbs. It's the crumbs. We just get the crumbs. Alright, let me talk you through it, and then I'm gonna, hopefully, get this posted on YouTube, and then I'm gonna pass out. Alright, so you're not getting me at my best. Alright, so let's start this off. I haven't listened to the writer's room because that whole thing is horseshit. Oh my gosh, how obsessed they are with their own bad writing. It's just terrible. Alright, so they want to have fun. Let's talk about this. So, starts off with Carrie going downstairs to her neighbor and talking about how thrilling his first chapter is. And she's all nervous that her chapter is not going to be as good. And then we go into Lily, the Goldenblatt's oldest 30-year-old daughter, in a polyamorous relationship. She is screaming because her polyamo dipshit boyfriend, ballet dancer, has broken up with her. Well, yeah, I mean, he's got a tight schedule to keep. It's got to be really tough to keep everybody. I imagine he dumps a bunch of people every week. Because we need to get rid of that storyline, let's be real, because nobody can have an actual conversation about a teenage girl being in a polyamo relationship when that girl is also sexually active. It's just deeply irresponsible. Even liberals at a point know that, come the fuck on. This is ridiculous. Stop it. So Lily's broken up. It's all sad. Then they go to Hot Fellas. We're back in Hot Fellas. And thankfully, Patti LuPone stops in. Now, Patti LuPone is Giuseppe's shrink mother from Roma, somehow born in Buffalo, and keeps changing her accents. Like, she's in that Gucci movie with Lady Gaga and Adam Driver, where everybody sort of speaks like, it's a me, I'm Mario. And they change their accents. That's what LuPone is serving in this. I was so hoping this episode was just going to be Mario Cantone and Patti LuPone just going at it and hating each other and cutting each other in the most devastating quips. A little sample of that, not nearly enough. Like, Patti LuPone is like, oh my gosh, do you need help with the flowers you're carrying? A guy your size probably needs help, and is that makeup you're wearing? She's giving it lukewarm. Patti LuPone could bring it much harder. But, okay, I'll take the crumbs. I feel like the theme of this episode is, we take the crumbs we are given. They're giving us crumbs. And we're going to try to make a full-ass meal out of it with our own commitment, our own Stockholm Syndrome, our own... I don't know. We're trying our best, right? We're slugging through it together. Slugging through it. Well, I'm sorry. I think I need an AA sponsor after this, honestly. And that is the sound of me sipping a Cosmopolitan. Yes, that's what you're getting tonight. That's what you're getting. And hopefully this whole thing records. I'm tired of waiting for days for shit to fucking process. Okay. But they're in Hot Fellas, and let's give it up for the cakes. The men that they have in the background are distracting, as funny as we want people to be, as insightful as we want the dialogue to be. One of the perks of this new season, this new show, is the Hot Fellas cakes just sort of traipsing in the background. They have some professional cakes bouncing in the background. Okay, so then they're done. And then Carrie and Miranda go on a little walk. And Miranda's wearing the frumpiest bitch outfit you ever fucking saw. And she's got the belt up under her boobs so her boobs can sag. And then Carrie's wearing like this pink satin number or whatever that she's holding up because it seems to have a train while they're walking. Like fucking crazy. They're dressed like morons. And they're talking about, oh my gosh, another one of these Disney Kids episodes of, Carrie knows what's going on with Harry, and, Miranda does not. And Carrie's like, oh my gosh, Charlotte's birthday is next week, and we need to have a super fun party. It needs to be super, super fun. Miranda's like, why? She's not turning 60. Why? We don't care about anybody's birthdays that aren't divisible by 10, that aren't using Samantha's, right? Like, we don't give a shit about Charlotte. Because, and that's the thing, Charlotte probably loves everybody, right? Like, Charlotte probably, celebrates all their birthdays, but, fuck that bitch. Why are we going crazy for Charlotte's birthday? Well, then she reads Carrie. She offers up, like, Carrie, you're not telling me something. And then when Miranda suggests that Harry might be sick, and Carrie is like, like, obvious Harry's sick. And again, this is like child level acting, like, whoopsie. Like, people don't act like this. People who are strong, people who are adults, people when they're hiding shit, they're not so stupid obvious. This is like teenage Nickelodeon writing acting bullshit. It's so stupid. But yeah, so Carrie is like, oh my gosh, it's the dog. The dog is dying. Richard Burton, the English Bulldog, the only character that matters in the show, let's be honest. He has an inoperable tumor. Alright, so I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this at the end too, or put it in the link. I don't know if I'm going to say it at the end. I might pass out by the end. I'm really drunk. I'll probably never be invited to do Mikey's show again, which is fine. I respect that decision because I'm a drunken mess right now. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to put the link in either in the description tonight if I'm able to do it and I don't pass out sooner, or if I put in the comments, like he has now, like he was, join his Patreon, or not Patreon, locals. You join his locals. You can watch all this. You can watch us react to shit live. You can watch me getting drunk in real time. It's worth your effort, I think. But yes, what happened was, he had me and he had Sage on, and all three of us had a prediction at some point in this. And Sage started off with like, oh my gosh. Like Kathy, but you follow, she's Sage on Twitter. I'll put her, you gotta follow her too. She's awesome on Twitter. I'm gonna put her link on in the comments too. But she was just like, I bet, there was a couple of predictions she's made that I bet that Patty LuPone befriends Charlotte. She was predicting Charlotte. But she's like, I predict that she just inexplicably, instead of talking to Anthony, getting to know Anthony, she just sort of weirdly befriends one of his friends and gets to know him that way. And she was right. I will still get into that later, but she was right. And then I predicted, there are things that I predicted, because it's just like, it's all so contrived, Three's Company, like, kid show level, stupid bullshit writing, that's very predictable. So, I predicted something very accurately, accidentally. Mike predicted something with incredible accuracy. You can see it coming, okay? But walk with me through this stupid, ridiculous journey. We're all on. We all have Stockholm Syndrome. I feel like we're all like the abused wife here. Like, we just sort of make excuses for somebody who's treating us really, really bad. And in this case, it's Michael Patrick King. Michael Patrick King is a gay man. I don't know that he's ever had a relationship with a woman, but somehow he's abused more women in all of America than anybody. Okay. But Carrie has told Miranda, I digress. Carrie has told Miranda that it's Richard Burton, the dog, that is dying, and that's why we need to make this party extra fun, super extra fun. Alright, now we cut to Seema, because Seema's I don't understand the whole Seema thing. I don't know why I'm supposed to care about Seema or feel sorry for her. Apparently, she got out of her business like a week or two ago. Like, this shit can't be that far apart, right? We're not talking about days or months or years. And last week, she gets out of the limo and she plays Diana Ross. And if you listen to the writer's room, this is the funniest bit ever created on earth. They're hysterical over it. Well, apparently Seema, after quitting her job for like 2 weeks, is the most brokest bitch you ever saw in your life. And it's just sad and pathetic, and this bitch knew nothing about money. She looks down on all of humanity. Nobody is as good as she is. And yet, she's a total money moron. And she loses money for like a week or two, and can't just avoid professional glow-ups. You know, like, if you're broke, like, you know how to, like, work a dye box, figure it out. You know, she has to get professionally done eyelashes, fake eyelashes, with the weirdest, grossest looking motherfucker you ever saw in your life. The kind of person you wouldn't spend $40 on. And he's got a line because he's really good. No, he doesn't have a line because he's really good. He's got a line because he's really cheap. That motherfucker's not spending money, not charging you more than $30 at all. And he's going to give you pink eye. But she does it, and it's like a trans man with like a big ponytail and a leopard skin spandex. You know, his gut hanging out like with a mustache. It's just like the weirdest weirdo ever. And they're saying, like, oh, we're gender, whatever, positive, gender fluid positive. But then they always try to make people into jokes. They don't even know where they're going with this. These people have no point of view. But okay, apparently she gets, like, an eye infection, whatever. And then we're back with Miranda and her lesbian friend Joy. And I gotta say this, of all the things going on in this show right now, they're the ones that I'm like, okay, fine, cool. Because they're kind of boring, they're kind of chill, they kind of act like normal adult people. And I like the way Miranda is and dresses when she's around Joy. Joy is just sort of a vague... Is she snide? Is she sarcastic? Does she like her? Vagueness? I don't care. At this point, I don't care. I feel like if you are this old, like, make your intentions clear. This whole vague push-pull bullshit dance, that's for youngins, okay? That's for people who are trying to do whatever. Older people just, like, get to the fucking point. We have very little time left. And that's the only thing I don't believe about. But okay, she's not offensive. And by the way, every time Miranda is around her, she's dressed kind of the best she's going to dress, right? And she's dressed really nice. The two of them together in their vague boringness, like, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not mad at Joy. But Miranda tells Joy, oh my god, Richard Burton has an inoperable tumor. And then, you know, the lesbian, like, lesbian with all the dogs and all upset. Oh my god, we gotta be there. It's the most important thing on earth. Your friend's dog. I'm sorry, but this is the, I don't mean to be lamentful, but this is the one thing that people with who have married and children or whatever, they definitely have over single people with animals. When you actually have kids or whatever, and you actually have like, it's just, how are you gonna go? I don't know. I'm not getting into that. I'm too drunk. But this idea, like, and I love Joyce. Beautiful greyhounds. They're gorgeous. I kind of want them, honestly. I love their judgmental little snoots, but they're not kids. Kids will actually wipe up after themselves, go in a toilet, and have opinions and stuff. Like, the idea of comparing animals to kids is always, like crazy. Like, to me, that's always been a red flag. Anybody who calls their fur babies, like, actual babies and walk, I'm not necessarily mad at people who do the stroller thing, because I understand that smaller dogs can't do their shit. But, like, for fuck's sake, they're not kids. Like, don't make your parents be, like, proud of their grandcats. Like, don't do that, man. Alright, okay, I already spoke too much. Okay. Anthony and Carrie have a phone call. A bizarre phone call. Anthony is calling Carrie, and he's like, Mom, my future mother-in-law, Patty LuPone, hates me. Of course she hates you. She should hate you. And that's what we're living for. This whole episode should just be Patty LuPone and Mario Cantone hating each other. Just hating each other. And ripping each other in the most devastating ways possible. Make this shit entertaining, please, finally. But no, Carrie's like, oh my gosh, no. I had a conversation with Giuseppe's mom. And we're now super best friends, and I'm going to have lunch with her. And then, like, Anthony is so fucking desperate, like, hey, you put in a good word for me. And, like, Carrie's like, I'm not going to be your pimp? Like, what? This isn't how people talk to each other. It's not how relationships happen. That's not what happens. People don't have, like, none of this is real. This is so dumb. This is, like, where people accuse, like, AI of writing these episodes. Like, why would Patty LuPone, and I get that there's a theme in this show where anybody who just is in Carrie's vicinity, if they're able to smell her, they, like, magically love her for, like, no explainable reason. It makes zero sense. But apparently Patty LuPone is just so enamored with Carrie. And now Mario Cantone has to beg Carrie to make just these contrived ways to make Carrie the center of everything. Which in real life she wouldn't be. In real life she talked to Patty LuPone for 2 seconds and have nothing to do with nothing. And would have almost no opinion. Like, come on, what are we doing? Does anybody function like in this show like a normal human? Alright. Okay, I'm looking at my notes. I wrote, like, lesbians and dogs, Anthony and Carrie's folks, a meeting, meeting Gia for lunch. Okay, so then there's this meeting. Carrie meets with Gia, aka Patty LuPone, who has this very thick, outrageous Italian accent, despite the fact that she was born and raised in Buffalo, New York. And I'm gonna just say this, if any of you have ever seen the movie, I think it's like something about Gucci something, but it stars Lady Gaga and Adam Driver, and they all have the most bizarre Italian accents ever, and they're all like, it's a me, Mario, like their own version of that. Jared Leto's in this. It's a lot of really great actors doing the worst Italian accent that they can muster up, and they're all speaking English. And then they're all in Italy. They all know each other because they're raised in the same neighborhood in Italy. And yet they're all talking to each other in English and saying things like, how you say. It's so fucking dumb. Okay, but I digress. Alright, yeah. So Gia Patty LuPone is talking in her thick Italian accent that comes and goes, like Kevin Costner's British accent in Robin Hood, just sort of comes and goes. It's fucking stupid. They're talking about how tough it is being a stepmother. Now this is Samantha Irby's writing. Samantha Irby is the new they, them that they got to write for Che, and she's really into being a stepmom. Or no, she's not really into being a stepmom. She writes a lot about being a stepmom. I'm a stepmom. And I would propose this. I had a pretty good experience myself. I know it's different for everybody. Being a step parent is a different story for everybody. It is. And it can be very tough. I think it can be very tough for men in a way that it's not for women traditionally. Just saying. But it depends on the circumstances. It depends on your level of interaction with the children. But it also depends on how you approach it and your own fucking personality. Let me just say this. I have the best stepdaughters on earth. They're incredible. They never once gave me that shit. Like, you're not my real mom. They never. Yeah, we're cool. We've always been cool. It's always been a wonderful relationship. But Samantha Irby's had a really hard time. And I would propose that's probably because maybe, perhaps, she's Samantha Irby. Maybe that's her own thing. Maybe that's what the kids are responding to. But when you see these sort of storylines with Aiden, and you see these storylines coming up, and now, Carrie talking about being a stepmother. Now she's in a big, beautiful restaurant with Patti LuPone, and Patti LuPone talking about she was a stepmother, and that she dated a guy, she fell in love with a guy who's much older than her, and that's okay in Roma, that's normal in Roma. But she had a kid. She has a kid, so either she had it with this guy or before this guy. I don't know what his father was like. But she's like, don't be inauthentic with your stepkids, which I absolutely agree. You shouldn't be inauthentic with anybody. Stop trying to please them. Okay, whatevs. I don't know, but they're definitely making it seem like being a step. And I appreciate. Look, I do appreciate not enough conversation, especially in this country where so many people are step parents. Not a lot of conversation about being a step parent and what that actually entails. But I think that's way more conversation with men than women. Honestly, I hate to say it like this, but I'm going to be honest. Let's be real. Women have a much easier time being stepmothers because most of the time the biological mothers are doing the heavy fucking lifting versus being a stepfather. I think that those are very different roles in general. Not just in general, I'm generalizing. But a stepmom, is usually pretty cool as long as you're cool with them and you treat their father. I've not heard a lot of stepmothers be too upset, as long as you're treating the kids right, your lane, and what. All right, I'm drunk. I'm getting off on a tangent, but it just seemed like a weird. It's a setup. It's a setup conversation about Carrie and Aiden. I keep wanting Aiden out of this, but Aiden's always in it. Aiden is always he is the bane of this season. They need to kill him off. Is there a Peloton? Is there something else? Can we get Aiden into some sort of rock climbing where he slips and dies? Can we do that? I'm tired of Aiden. I'm tired of Carrie trying to justify Aiden at her age. It's fucking crazy. It's just so dumb. Alright, dumb. I didn't mean some. It's so dumb. Alright, so, okay, now we're... Charlotte, I'm sorry, I'm sipping my Cosmo again. Hold on. Alright. Charlotte is at a big fancy store. I assume Bergdorf Goodman or whatever it's called. And she sees Harry. I love this shirt she's wearing. She's in a beautiful red shirt. And I loved last week they made her wear this blue sleeveless shirt. That was stunning. And she has great arms and shoulders. Kirsten Davis, as much plastic surgery as she has, let's face it, is still a fucking beautiful woman. And some of the stuff, her figure from the neck down is pretty fucking flawless still. At her fucking age. And that red shirt she has with the ruffles on the sleeves that she's wearing this scene, oh, I wish I could wear that. It's gorgeous. But she's out shopping, and she sees Harry. Harry's in this, blue suit. And she calls him out, where you going? What's up? And he's running away. And this is where I had an accurate prediction. Sage had the accurate prediction of Carrie's not going to necessarily say Harry has cancer, but she's going to come up with another stupid thing, which is the dog having an inoperable tuner. And then tumor. You guys gotta watch the Mike Carlo thing. I'm gonna send the link when I'm ready to do this. But you go follow his shit. Honestly, pay the $5 for a couple months. It's worth it. There's a lot of shit that we're talking about. But in this, my prediction that came true was that I see Harry running up to this woman. This woman is dressed like an employee of the store. She looks like an employee. And he's like, I didn't want you guys to meet this way. And then Mikey paused it. And we're like, well, what happened? Why do we think this? She looks like a personal shopper. She looks like the person who's been giving Charlotte whatever thoughtful gifts or whatever. Because obviously, look, let's be real. Harry's not fucking her. Harry's dick doesn't work. Harry's shitting out his pants. Harry's wearing Depends, right? He's not cheating on Charlotte. Let's be real. And they want to set it up like Harry's cheating on Charlotte. But no. But Harry did tell her he has cancer because, as he points out, and he tells us to, what's her name? I forget. Yvonne or whatever her name. The private shopper. She's like, oh my gosh, I told him he should rest too. He's so brave. And it makes Charlotte realize, oh my gosh, you told this personal shopper about your cancer. Well, yeah, he's like, yeah, I don't know her. Barely know. She's not part of our group. She's not going to tell anybody. And I needed to tell somebody. Keeping it a secret is really hard. And Charlotte's like, well, fucking no shit, it's hard, dude. That's what I've been doing the whole fucking time. But I get it. And again, Harry's a good guy. He just had an outlet, and it's just an innocent crime. What else? Whatever. All right. So, okay. Oh, then we have a lot. Likable alert. We make Rock likable in this character. First time Rock. Somebody in Charlotte's kids land in the fucking Goldenblatt household has some goddamn bit of respect for what Charlotte has done for all these fucking people. So, Lily's still so upset she got dumped by her poly bullshit ballet boyfriend. She's all butthurt. No, okay. When you're a teenager, you get it. But Lily's like 30 years old, so whatevs. But she's upset. She's all pissed. She's all butthurt. And Rock comes in like, fuck you, you're going to go to Mom's birthday. And she didn't want to go to Mom's birthday. She's in mourning for her relationship. And she's fighting for it because Lily's the biggest and most selfish snot on earth. And Rock's like, hey, look, I saw Mom's going through some shit. I saw Mom crying at such and such show, and she thought she was alone. Mom, and it's her birthday. And, by the way, Lily, Mom does all this stuff for your every birthday, makes every one of your birthdays these incredible masterpieces. All you have to do is show up for hers, you selfish fucking cunt. And I love them. I love them in this moment. Rock, they, them, I love they, I love it, I love them, I love you, whatever. But fuck, I'm gonna say she said the right thing in this episode, in this moment. All right, so then let's see. Oh yeah. All right. So Miranda has hired the whole team to do this party, and they're doing karaoke. Okay, so then we did a third. We stopped. We paused the thing, and we're like, "What's gonna happen?" And Mikey. Mike Harlow, the great Mike Harlow, and again, please follow his locals, follow him, throw him some love, the subscription is so cheap. But he was just like, I bet they have that one kid that was the Croque Monsieur kid, and he's like a genuine New Yorker, like he used to house it. Mike Harlow used to house it in the Gramercy Park house that Carrie is living in now. Like, he's very familiar with that house. And he's the first one to tell you there's no downstairs to it. Like, that Duncan house bullshit is bullshit. Okay? But he actually spent a lot of time in that house. And he predicted, he's like, oh, that kid, that croque monsieur, other child of LTWs, and I don't know if she has, I know she has at least 3 kids. She might have 5 or 6. I don't know how many kids LTW has because they all kind of change episode to episode. I don't know the quantity. But he's like, that kid is obviously like a Broadway kid, and he's going to dominate karaoke. Now, when we hear karaoke, there's 2 things that we're predicting, a bunch of things. We're watching it. One is that Patti LuPone, they'll get the great Patti LuPone to sing something. And of course, we all kind of agree ahead of time. Patti LuPone, like they're not going to give us that much joy. They don't have that. Well, they do have the money. They have the money for anything, obviously, but they don't have enough money or concern or care for the audience to do that. The same way they wouldn't let us watch the Met Gala. The same way that the Tea for Two Tiffany's thing was just the actual Tiffany room, and you didn't see the tea. And they just sort of hide that shit. So they're not going to give us Patti LuPone. It's always like the carrot and never actually biting the carrot. It's always on a string. And then he's just like, the kid, though, that kid that like the croque monsieur, he's going to do all the singing because that's what Broadway kids are. Nothing's worse than Broadway kids. They need all the attention on earth. And he was right. He predicted that. Called it. All right, so they do karaoke. Carrie invites Dunkin' Donuts to come upstairs. And apparently, Duncan, when he's talking to her, he's like, I love karaoke. But she's offering to pay his hotel room fee or come up and join the party. We're having karaoke because Miranda loves karaoke. My prediction was that they were going to do the whole Sex in the City 2 thing with the I am woman horrible. I was just hoping not that. I'm hoping not that. But the reality is this whole party was Miranda being like, Abu Dhabi do. That's the whole thing. Miranda is incredible when she's calling out people on their shit. Miranda, when she's joyful, is the most insufferable twat you'd never want to hang out with. She's just somehow, I don't understand how this works with a person or a character. Honestly, never witnessed a character other than Miranda or a person in human life that somehow is greatly intelligent when they're calling you out on your bullshit, but also the dumbest, most boring, most insufferable basic bitch whenever they're trying to have fun. I've not met that person. If you've met that person, tell me in the comments. I probably won't read it. I'm sorry. I'm really neglectful. I've got a lot of shit to do and I'm drunk. And I don't mean to be. Well, I mean to be drunk. I mean to be drunk. But I do not mean to be neglectful of you awesome people that actually take time to listen to me every day. I don't know why you do that. But thank you. And you guys are all awesome. And when I do read your comments, it honestly makes my life. But I'm going through some shit. Alright, so oh shit, okay. So now, fucking, what's her face? Patti LuPone comes in. And she comes in just to talk to Mario. Or Anthony, I'm sorry. And, they don't really say that much. I was supposed to write a note about exactly what they said, but I already forgot about it. And it does seem like Patti LuPone is like upset that such a old man was with her boy, but when she's talking to Carrie about the guy that she got with, that she had Giuseppe with, assumably, he's much older than them, and it's okay in Rome. But apparently with gay couples, it's a no-no. I don't know. I forget. I'm sorry, guys. If any of you remember what Patty and Mario talked about at the party, please put it in. I just don't want to do so much of this. Seema shows up with a stupid eye patch on top of her hair. Not underneath her hair, on top of her hair. And she apparently took a Louis Vuitton fanny pack and cut it and resewed it into an eye patch. And then she sees Adam again. Now, she's been flirting with Adam. And the first time she was flirting with Adam, first thing she accurately points out is, when are you going to be done with this fucking garden, you goddamn stupid tool? Because, yeah, I mean, Adam saw Carrie coming. He did. He saw Carrie coming. He's going to make her project $1 million because it's going to be in her backyard every day. It's got to be, again, I'm going to be generous and say like a 12 by 6 inch space. It doesn't take that much planning. I mean, the guys that she hired to completely destroy everything, to get rid of the rats, somehow those guys get done immediately. But Adam, and I understand if you want to get the best, most perfect, most master, peaceful fucking design, I get it. Be at your desk, be at your CAD, get in your Adobe Illustrator, what have you, and figure that shit out and do the presentations, whatever. But to be in the backyard, literally gardening for weeks at a time for such a small space is fucking dumb. And Seema calls it out. I appreciate that. And then she had like Adam stick his finger in her eye. Like, why? That makes zero sense. And then she accuses him of infecting her eye because she's wearing this eye patch. And Seema's so insufferable. She has no personality. Like, and it's weird. I was explaining to the last group, like Miranda. When Miranda's mean, when Miranda's rough, when Miranda's really true, we love her because it's rough. It's true. It's Jesus. It's what we're all thinking. Right? But when Miranda's happy and she's Abu Dhabi Doo and she's doing this karaoke bullshit, it's insufferable. It's intolerable. And it's not because people like that are insufferable or intolerable when they're happy. It's just that these particular writers don't know how to create a character who has a deep personality and make them happy. It's just a tragedy of writing. Like, I'd like to really root for Miranda when she's happy. I'd like to like Miranda when she's happy. Because it takes a lot of courage to be really fucking honest with your friends. Which is why we respect fucking Miranda. But when she's happy and she's just insufferable and she's doing karaoke and she's just like the worst person, most cringe idiot you wouldn't want to hang out with, because they assume that anybody who's intellectual and smart in normal life, when they're super happy, they're going to be like fucking, it's awful. Shit, I'm drunk. I'm sorry. Where was I? This is what I was doing. This is why I'm not going to get called back on Mikey's show. And I shouldn't be. Because I got drunk. Okay. Yeah, but they have karaoke. And fucking Seema is talking to Adam. Adam, the guy who just is like pulling his hair in a ponytail. He's wearing the worst t-shirts ever. Like, they would never get along. And then he starts singing some song to her. And they start making out in a cab. Even though he has a girlfriend. Like, why am I supposed to like Adam? Am I supposed to like Adam because he has like a kid, a nephew on the spectrum that he hangs around with? Is that the thing I'm supposed to like about him? Because he has a girlfriend. Dude has a girlfriend. Which Seema pointed out. Dude wears shitty shirts. Dude rips off people spending 1 million years trying to do a small ass garden. Dude introduces himself as the Picasso of flowers, as per the viewers or the followers of fucking Vogue.com. For fuck's sake. Oh, guy's such a douche. But Seema is intolerable too. They're just shitty people. And I guess if they were real people, like I see on a lot of reality shows, if they're real people, I'm like, oh, cool. They found each other so that nobody else has to deal with them ever again. Fuck this shit. Okay, party karaoke scene, eye patch, right. Patti LuPone with Anthony, and again, I just blacked out what they had to say. I want to see Patti LuPone and Anthony just really get at it. Like, really get at it. Like, really have a hardcore fight. They don't give us that. They give us little sights and smells. I want them to get in the mud. That's the thing too. I don't mind evil. I love an evil character. I love somebody who's just shitty to everybody. Like Seema could be a good evil character. But they want to make her likable and relatable, which she can't possibly be, right? If you're going to be evil, then be devastating, be clever, be smart. They're just not. No, and Carrie and Duncan. Okay. So this is the thing, alright? So Carrie and Duncan, I guess, we're flirting at the party. Miranda sees it. Oh, shit. And during the party, before I forget, everybody's focused more on this fucking dog, Richard Burton. All the pictures, all the attention on this fucking dog. Because, of course, he has an inoperable tumor. And, I forget what. Some sort of Three's Company blah, blah, blah drama. But, it gets back to Harry that he suspects that Charlotte told on him, and she did not. And she tells him, no, everybody thinks the dog has cancer. And that's why they're acting this way. And then Gary brings everybody back and tells them all in the kitchen, tells a select few, hey, I got cancer, it's fine. This is what's going on. This is the reality. Cool. Alright, fine. We can get rid of this stupid shit. Now, I don't know what they're going to tell. I don't want to see. Honestly, I'm not interested in seeing them tell their kids. Let them have a scene privately that we don't see. That's got to be devastating, whatever. But I do like Rock in this episode because she's like, finally somebody gives a shit about Charlotte or these kids. And then the last scene that we have is the crumbs. It's the crumbs. It's the legit crumbs. One of the things that's kind of the best about Sex and the City and the first movie, I would argue, is when Carrie and Miranda are very honest with each other and they call each other out on their bullshit. And so we have this scene where Miranda very innocuously mentions that she catches a vibe with Carrie and her neighbor, fucking Duncan. Also, a pipe-wielding dipshit. There's nobody on here that I would... oh my gosh. Can I ask you... I'm going to ask you just to make comments. Please make comments. Would any of you actually venture to get into a relationship with any of these assholes? Honestly. Like, Charlotte's insufferable with her big eyes and her big, stupid whatever. But Charlotte actually cares about other people in a genuine way. I don't really feel that, and maybe Harry does. I'm glad they found each other fine. But the rest of these characters, I don't think they honestly give anything about shit about anybody else. And Carrie is caught off guard. Miranda just saying, "Oh, I caught some vibe." Carrie's all butthurt about the insinuation about Aiden, and she says, I've been in a relationship with Aiden for 20 years. Fuck you, no you haven't. You've been in a relationship with Aiden for about 3 or 4 years. And probably, come on, if we actually did the math, let's be real. No, he is an on again, mostly decades off again guy. You have caught, I hate the phrase caught feelings for. Because it sounds like catching feelings for somebody is like some sort of fucking disease. Like we're all middle schoolers and we lost our social skills. We don't know how to talk to the... I don't know. I'm so old. Okay. But you can't genuinely claim a 20-year relationship with a guy you've only been really with for 2, 3, 4 years, whatever the guess is. Stop it. But she gets very defensive. She's upset that Miranda even notices she's catching feelings with another dude. And then Carrie calls her out on her shit. Like, you barely know this chick. And I like Joy. Look, I don't know why I want to keep calling Joy Britta. She's like a human Brita filter. But I like it because every time Miranda is with Britta. She's tolerable. She's dressed nice. They're both dressed nice, usually. They look like a good couple. Britta's okay. I don't know any... Or Britta, I'm sorry, Joy. Joy, whatever. The red-headed BBC chick, fine. She's cool. She's boring. She's fine. She's not offensive. She's sort of... Is she, like, into it? Is she not? I don't know. She's just weird and a nerd. It sounds like... And she's prestigious. She's like a socially moronic, prestigious person. Which honestly sounds like Miranda's soulmate. So fine. Fine. They're cool. And they're dressed well and they look well. It's fine. But, yeah, like, moving in, doing all this stuff. All this, like, choosing your apartment based on somebody you've been fucking for a couple weeks is a little ridiculous. I can only imagine in New York real estate. It's stupid, but they have a fight. They start getting on each other, and they get pulled apart because Brady steps in. He's got to take his mom home, and they stop. But they're having a very genuine, original OG Miranda Carey conversation. Again, it's those crumbs. It's those crumbs that we live for. And it's weird because honestly, like a guy like Duncan would have, I think, normally been in the Sex and the City universe a 1 episode, 25-minute thing. It would have been to its conclusion now. But now everything is super long-winded. Everything is super boring. Nothing is insightful. And we just pray for the crumbs of Patty LuPone and Mario Cantone just having at each other, which could have been a whole episode. You would have won us back. They could have had a real conversation with Carrie and Miranda. They were about to, but even then, Miranda's hedging herself in a way that she's never had. She's like, I don't want to be an asshole. I don't want to be insensitive. Miranda never said that. Why we loved Miranda was that she cut through the shit. And Carrie, for all of her flaws, she could cut through other people's shit. She could call Miranda out on her shit. And these wonderful things that we loved about these original characters have either eroded or half disappeared. And we all have Stockholm Syndrome. We're hoping for the crumbs. I'm hoping to be more sober next week. I'm sorry. Mission unaccomplished this week. Hold on, I'm taking another sip of my Cosmo. But honestly, guys, if you like this, please subscribe to my Carlos locals. I'll put a link when I do this, or in the comments later. It might be this weekend. I'm gonna have a rough morning tomorrow, honestly. It'll get there. But subscribe to his I was gonna say OnlyFans. He's not on OnlyFans. Subscribe to his locals. And then you get to see this live. You get to see me getting drunk and processing this in real time. Love you all. Talk to y'all next week. Hopefully it's more Patty LuPone, Carrie, and real stuff. But already the preview is more Aiden. Apparently they're bringing back more Aiden. Like, why? Why? There's got to be more people in the world. There's right? Alright, love y'all. Sorry for being a dick this week. Sorry, not sorry. I'm drunk. Love you. Bye-bye.